playoffs in the North.
Is even if they
If
offered him
Smith can
double
play
his
the way he
salary
has
from
so
what he
far
made
this
last
season,
or
they may
more,
very well be the team that goes to the
putting that
semifinals
with-
out of the North. Again, I know
everybody,
Toronto's up there
welcome
too. I think
to
it'll be
the
Toronto and
live.
Edmonton.
How are you doing
And you got
today?
McDavid
with his
against Matthews in
my
round
live
2.
chat
play this
If that's what
season,
we
they
see,
aren't going to have to pay
that'll be an
Carter
absolutely
$5-6
fantastic
million
series.
this season next year.
Any chance Carolina doesn't even
because
today? They
they're
seem
gonna
very
probably
content with their
rely
squad and
on a
getting
prove-it deal
McGinn and
for a season or
Tavu
two
back
to
is
see
like
if he's
Oh,
going to
hey,
regain
everybody.
himself.
Yes,
Because
For some reason,
and
my live
honest here,
chat's not
Teravainen,
guys,
working,
we
so-
don't want to go and sign
basically
this
at this point, it's
Entertainer.
up in the
All
air
right,
when
buddy.
he comes
money,
back,
big time
or
years,
to
and
what's
have
going to happen when he
another
comes
I
back.
don't know
But
why
yes,
my live chat's not working.
Carolina has no need to make any big
that we're
moves.
still have the
Sometimes the team that doesn't make moves at the deadline is the one that
How's everybody
turns out
doing
to be the
today?
I
smartest.
have all the
That's the
faith
same
in
commercial they
heart.
just had on.
Yep,
Yeah,
I heard
some
that too.
I
big
don't
games
think that we
coming
should
on.
go out
I
and
didn't
Oh,
know
spend
that.
all
that's
kinds of
why I'm
money
on the
and
wrong
throw all
freaking
kinds of years
channel.
Oh,
at him.
Delorier.
Just
It
yet.
hasn't
I'm on the wrong
happened yet,
channel.
and that
I
was one
think
that was
if we
rumored
sign
last night.
Chris
Now I
and
don't
Oh,
know if
no.
it got scuttled,
Carter
and then
next
they
season,
circled
we
back
could
on
get
Jeff
those
Carter,
two
and now maybe
how's
they've pulled on
everybody doing
Delorier.
today?
season.
But
I don't know
Delorier is
why
a
my
good
live
fourth
chat's
line,
not
Guys are
working,
paying
tough
their number
so,
player. Like
goalies.
honestly,
So
I would love to
that's
see
a
Boston pick
steal,
him
and
up
that gives
as
us
an
more
example.
money to go out and get
Because
a
he
number one
can fight.
defenseman or
He's
something,
known
or
for
number
fighting.
two
I think he
defenseman
led
to
the
play
league in
with
fighting majors
Provorov.
last year, but he can also
can't
play
see
regular
anybody.
shifts.
I can't see what you
He's
guys
just
are
the most
saying.
boring trade deadline ever. They're
because,
always
look,
boring.
They're always a
Every
disappointment.
single year,
Can't
people
even
are like,
see
well,
my
when are
pop-up
something's
chat.
gonna happen?
That's
Yeah,
why I
this is it.
titled it. That's why I titled it what I did
Okay,
this
let
year.
me
Every
do this.
single year, every year.
And then
This
the
is
fact
every
that
year.
Paul got traded last night, but that happens every year too. The big names usually get traded
You don't
before the actual
wait till
deadline
the
day.
last second.
My guess is Buffalo wasn't being offered a first rounder. Fans
Every
get all
year.
upset. They're like, I don't know why they didn't get a first because nobody offered a first. Not like Adams went out there and, all right, you're offering me a first and you're offering me a McDavid, but I'm going to take this deal from Boston here.
Or another player that you mentioned from the article, Dryden McKay, is another player that you mentioned in the article that could be brought in as well too. So the Flyers have options here.
Okay, here we go.
Because
No, I still
honestly,
can't see you guys what the chat is, but here we
the
go.
ones that we look.
Yeah,
we
I see it
touted
now.
about
I got
Ron
you.
Hextall and all the great things that he did as far as the draft and how he stocked the cupboards and on and on and on.
You guys just keep talking. I'm
However,
going to
it
find out what's
seems like
going
the
on
only
here.
one thing that he kind of hit on was two goalies, Carter Hart
Technical
and
issues.
Ivan. And unfortunately, Ivan seems to be on top.
There we go. Yeah, it's all right because I had a background going on. Should be gone. It'll be gone in a second. That background chat. Okay, I can see you now. I don't know why it doesn't. I don't have any pop up or anything like that, but we're back. So, all right, let's get into some stuff for today. I've been doing a Jack Eichel trade to every team. I just posted it. You can watch it after the stream here. I got Jack Eichel. I'm doing a Jack Eichel traded to every team series. And so far I did Ottawa, I did Detroit, I did if the Leafs Jack Campbell gets hurt, the Leafs are done. I can't disagree with that. Yeah, they are done. I mean, but you could say that about a lot of people's number one goaltender. Pittsburgh is probably done with their number one goaltender. You're very interested to see who gets him. Oh, yeah, the Eichel. Okay, let's talk about that. Well, first of all, it's not going to happen until after the surgery, right? Eichel's not going to be traded till after the surgery, so that we know for sure. There's no way they're going to trade Eichel until he's healthy again. He's going to keep on playing and stuff like that. We don't even know if he's going to trade him at all, but they're going to trade him at all. But going by the words he's saying now, it's a very good possibility that they could definitely trade him for sure. I'm looking at Frederik Andersen has not been good. He's not ready or healthy or whatever. I don't know what's going on with Frederik Andersen. yeah, I don't think you'll see Frederik Andersen in these playoffs. So yeah, if he gets injured, they are in big trouble. Yeah, well, it's hard to say whether Eichel is that. I mean, Reinhardt's is also talking about wanting to leave as well. And Reinhardt is a great locker room guy. There was never any issue with him at all. I just posted it in the Ottawa, I think it was, Ottawa or Detroit. And the guy said, we want a team guy, and Eichel hasn't shown himself to be a team guy, but to follow a team's plan. Is there a team's plan? Jeff Skinner is not a locker room guy. That is for sure. That we can definitely all agree on. I think Jeff Skinner is not a locker room guy, for sure. Rasmus Rootsalainen wants out of Buffalo. He's wanted out of Buffalo for a long time now, apparently. I think he could be good on the Flyers. Let's look at that for the heck of it. Where would Eichel go if it was the Flyers we were talking about? You would definitely have. Okay, I'll tell you. This is the thing. A lot of people, of course, would like Eichel, but it's what you got to give up to get him that could be the problem. You're going to have to, for sure, Sean Couturier is going the other way. That's a for sure. You got Sean Couturier, probably, they're going to have to give up salary anyways because he's making $10 million a year. And the Flyers, hey, CL, how you doing? And the Flyers are right up against the cap as it is. So Sean Couturier would have to be part of it. I don't know if Philly has enough. Like, Cam York is going to have to be part of the deal. Sean Couturier is going to have to be part of the deal. Who else? Who else do you put in that deal? Like, we're talking guys like Farabee. We're talking a lot of guys going to be off the team to get Jack Eichel. Rasmus Dahlin tried. Yeah. I mean, who knows what's going to happen in Buffalo, really? How many people want out? What's his name? Adams he's going through a lot of damage control here. Frost, yeah, but Frost is pretty meh. When you think about this, okay, let's say I just did a thing for LA. The Los Angeles Kings. The Los Angeles Kings could offer, and now think of Philadelphia when you think of this. They could offer, let's say they say that that Byfield is off the table. We're not trading Byfield. Well, you look, they're going to offer, if you take Byfield off the table, you got Turcotte. They could offer Turcotte. They could offer Kaliev. They could offer Tobias Bjornfort and maybe 2 first-round draft picks. So possibly more, but I think that's about right, somewhere around there. Turcotte, Kaliev, Bjornfort, and 2 firsts. How is Philadelphia going to be able to compete with that offer? I just don't see it. I mean, you take Bjornfort, maybe you can get away with let me get back here. You can get away with Philadelphia. Sanheim. Maybe Sanheim. Couturier. And then you got Couturier, Sanheim. Who's their best prospect? Like, you're going to lose your best prospects. Couturier, Sanheim, York, and picks might give you a chance, maybe. But there's a lot of teams out there that are going to be. What if Colorado decides? I mean, Colorado's second line center position is not very good. Isaac Ratcliffe, okay. I don't know how much you're getting for Ratcliffe, to tell you the honest truth. What did Ratcliffe do this year? Philadelphia Flyers. I just looked at them. Where are you now? Maybe what I'll do is I'll put up my, just for a little while anyways, my window capture. Let's put up the window capture so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. Okay, let's see if that brings up my window capture. How come my window capture is not going up? I guess I can't put up my window capture here for some reason. Is it not going to let me put it up? Window capture, come on. Turn it off. Turn it on. No, it's not letting me go. Okay, anyways, yeah, that's the kind of deal you're looking for. You're looking at if you trade it for Philadelphia. You're going to have to trade half your team. Oh, yeah? Oh, Brennan Othman, really? Okay. Is he gonna be there in the late rounds? I don't know. You'd be giving up a ton. Hopefully, maybe, like you're talking big names, York and all those kind of guys like that. Who else would like Jack Eichel on their team? I mean, Carolina could do it, but I don't think they're going to be interested in that type of play. Okay, here we go. I got my window capture. Now I'm going to bring this back down again so you can see me. Just bring this back down again. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to bring up cap friendly. This is cap friendly. It's the best. There, I said it. And we're going to look at some teams that could trade for Jack Eichel. No, there's no way they're retaining salary in that deal. I think Carolina could do it. They've got the cap room, but they have an internal cap too. That's the problem. If Carolina were to try something like that, it's going to cost them, like you could throw Trocheck in, although he's a UFA, so you got to re-sign Trocheck. You could throw Trocheck in, Nietzsche's, and then that would cover some of the salary. And then you'd be looking at like Jake Bean, and of course Jarvis, maybe Seth Jarvis, guys like that. Seth Jarvis would probably be somebody they'd be looking pretty heavy at. Hey Sterling, how you doing, buddy? How about the Islanders? What if the Islanders went for Jack Eichel? Let's look at the Islanders. You would not do that, Lauren? Okay. So you're not getting them then. Yeah, the Panthers could probably go for it. But let's look at the Islanders. I don't think the Islanders have enough, and the cap space is going to be tough. Like if it was the Islanders, they would for sure, Brock Nelson would have to be part of the deal just for cap reasons. And then I'd want like Ryan Pulock or Noah Dobson. And this is assuming he's back now, right? I can't see the Leafs being able to do it. just too many. Nah, I can't see the Leafs being in there. They'd have way too much on their front. They already are top heavy with salary now, so no, I can't see it being. I can't see the Leafs being part of it, but the Islanders would have to go like Brock Nelson, Pulak for sure, and then they don't have the prospects to throw in there. Like they're so not in it. There's no way they'd be in it. I'm sure they'd like to, but looking at their depth chart, what do they have for prospects? That's the problem. They don't really have anything for prospects. Kiefer Bellows, maybe, but he hasn't been really lighting it up in the minors either. Bode Wild, like basically all their prospects and everything that they have. Like they wouldn't have a roster left if they went for Eichel. Yeah, he's got to bulk up. Seth Jarvis has just got to bulk up. He's going to be great. He's going to be. I don't know how great. We'll see how it transitions to the NHL. I did the Devils, by the way. Go check it out. Go check it out. I did the Devils on my last one, but since you're in the chat, what the heck? I'll do it. The Devils could do it. The thing is they don't want to give up any defense. They can't give up any defense because they're way too thin on defense. That's the thing. Like sometimes it's not player value. It's but they would have to give up Hughes or Hischier. Which one do you think that they should give up? Hughes or Hischier? If they give up Hischier, they probably have to give up more somewhere else because I don't think. He is their captain, though. So, but you don't. I think it would have to be like Hischier, Zaka, and then Hischier, Zaka, their first next year. Because this, you got to remember, this trade's not. This year's draft isn't going to count in this trade. It's only going to count for next year. So, Hischier, Zaka, or Sharon Govich or something like that. And then let's look at their depth chart. They would have Dawson Mercer. The only one, yeah, we're not doing any defensemen. So it would be Dawson Mercer or that kid that they got. He's probably on loan. They probably call that on loan. The one that Swedish prospect that they have. Where is he? Yeah, I can't find him now. But something like that. Like it would be a whole bunch of forwards. But they could do it. They could do it, and I would do it. Hey, well, how you doing, Hockey News Reports? Wonder where you were. We're talking about where Eichel could go. How about since you're in the chat? Oh, I want to show that. I can't show it because my pop-up chat, everything is gone in here. That's really sucks. I have no chat. I want to show that. But Lauren said, if Canes could make a trade now for Jack Hughes, I would be on that. I think the kid is going to be special next season. Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it. I think he's going to be special too. I agree with you 100%. I don't think they're going to trade Hughes because I think New Jersey thinks he's going to be special too. So since he's in the chat, like I said, it would be Pavel Zacha, Jack Hughes, their first in 2022-23, and probably like Dawson Mercer. Dawson Mercer is going to be like a good a winger for like a good second, third tweener winger, something like that. The Ducks could be interesting for sure. And I did I do the Ducks yet? I think I didn't do the Ducks yet either. Oh, you got a whole bunch of people coming. Okay, let's do the Ducks. Let's do trading Eichel to the Ducks. This is fun. Oh, I'm loving this. If we do this all day, I'll be happy. I guess we will have to talk about the games, but here we go. Anaheim Ducks. First of all, we'll look at their cap space. They should be not too bad. Cap space. Look at, they got a whole bunch of UFAs next year. Actually, not too many. Okay, so the Ducks, I think, would have to go. Man, they see, the thing is they don't really have much to give back as far as players on the roster. Rickard Rakell, I suppose, but you know full well they're going to be going after Zegras. They're going to be going after Zegras, Rakell. I don't think they won't have to give up Drysdale and Zegras, I don't think. But I don't think they got enough. And that's the problem with Anaheim, is they don't have enough for prospects too, in general. Like, they're sort of doing a rebuild, but I don't think the Ducks have enough. Zegras would definitely have to go. Yeah, it would be Zegras and their first next year. Basically, Jacob Perreault, who had an excellent year in junior this year. He was freaking fantastic. Actually, he got 17 points in the AHL in 27 games as an 18-year-old. Not too shabby. Pretty good. Jacob Perreault and, maybe like a Manson or something. I don't think they got enough. They should be trading Cam Fowler. I agree. I don't think he could be part of that deal, really. I don't think that's going to really move the meter too much for the Buffalo Sabres to take Fowler, although he is an excellent defenseman and somebody would like him out there. And but he's getting $6.5 million for quite a few years. But I'm pretty sure somebody would take him. Boston would do a trade for Eichel? Wow. I don't think the Sharks could do it. They don't have enough. If the Sharks were to do it, it'd be like players for now. They'd have to give up Hertl, Couture. Like, they don't have enough. Just simple as that. I don't even have to look. There's no way San Jose is going to be able to do enough. Columbus is a really good one. Columbus may throw everything at that. Let's look at Columbus. How's that? Columbus would definitely be interested, but would they? I mean, they would have to throw their whole. They wouldn't have too many players left at the end of the day, I don't think, Columbus, to pick up Eichel. Cam Atkinson, yeah. That would have, first of all, they don't have a center to give back. That's the first problem. They do have a couple draft picks. It would be like Patrick Laine, Cam Atkinson. I mean, they wouldn't have a lineup left. Werenski, Jones, not all together, but like something like that. Like, they wouldn't have a lineup left after they were done. Hey, Steele, how you doing? We're talking about teams that we could trade Eichel to, since I'm doing a series on that right now. I'm doing it. Go check out my last video I did, or my last two videos, actually. Give them a goalie. I don't know how interested they're going to want a goalie in that. Yeah, you could do Merzlikins, I suppose. I just think with other teams like LA and, like the New York Rangers, if the New York Rangers, do they want to trade him in the division? Probably not. The New York Rangers could put out a pretty damn good offer, though. They could offer Kakko. They could, if they get Eichel, you're going to go Zibanejad and Kakko or something like that? And their first-round draft pick this year? Something like that. Merzlikins, Werenski, and Laine. Wow. They would not have much left on their roster. But you could go get a goaltender. So that's that covered. And you'd have a stud. But the question is, isn't there people that are going to be able to give you more than that? I don't think it's going to be that hard to move him. At $10 million a year, for what he brings, there'll be people lining up to get Eichel once he's healthy. No doubt about it. You just got to move. You got to move some salary back. Like Mika Zibanejad and Capo Kakko is going to need a deal. So and then you throw in like Pavel Buchnevich, and you made up the money right there. Then some draft picks or whatever the case may be. But the question is Eichel worth that? That is a lot. I mean, we forget what Eichel should be. Is he what he should be? He's been playing in Buffalo for a long time. Eichel to Avs, yeah. That would be that would be just stupid if they were able to. If Colorado was able to grab Eichel, that would be a cup right there. I mean, well, maybe depending on what they would give up. They don't really have a center to give up. I mean, you give Nazem Kadri, he's not a number one center. You're not going to trade McKinnon. Tyson Jost is also not a number one center. This is Colorado. I got Colorado up here right now. You would have to give up like Bowen Byram. If you're only going to give Kadri back to make up the money, you'd have to give up Bowen Byram, maybe Jonas Donskoy, who's going to need a contract right away, 2023, something like that. But with Bowen Byram and one of their lesser, Martin Kaut, they could put Martin Kaut, who I really like, by the way. That would be kind of what that would look like. That's reasonable. It's reasonable, especially Bowen Byram. I love that guy. Jost, yeah, but I mean, he's kind of showing to be more of a third line guy now, so he would be an addition more than like a centerpiece of the trade for sure. Oh, yeah, I would not do that. See, there's the thing. I would not trade Cale Makar. I don't even think I would trade Cale Makar straight across for Eichel, believe it or not. I think he's that good. Steele is in the house. By the way, Steele is in the house. He just did a video with Jim Jackson, man. It's freaking awesome. You got to check it out. For some reason, Steele, my chat's not working on my stream, so I'm having a little bit of difficulty here. I lost my pop-up and everything. But Colorado would be sick. Would you trade Makar straight across for Eichel? Really? I don't even think I would do that. I don't even think you'd do that. But what having McKinnon and Eichel as your top two would be nuts. And the thing is they got the cap space to make a move like that if they trade a couple players to go with it. The Predators, Lorne. Good call, buddy. Good call. The Predators. Let's see. The Predators. Nashville Predators. Okay, the thing is I don't think they got enough to do it. Ryan Johansson doesn't really move the meter all that much in that trade. You'd have to trade like, oh, where is he? Is he injured? Eli Tolvanen. You'd have to trade Eli Tolvanen. Ryan Johansson. I don't think they got enough. You'd have to trade one of their big defensemen for sure. They're not trading Roman Josi. I don't even think they'll do that straight across. Vegas could do it. You never know. I mean, they do crazy things like that. Oh, I didn't look at Dallas, right? Dallas Stars. I think you'd have to give up. I think they'd have to trade Sagan, who's got an ironclad no movement clause. Now, I'm pretty sure he's not going to waive it to go to Buffalo. Quite simply, Jason Robertson would have to be part of the deal. And Ropo Hintz would have to be part of the deal. And then you'd have to get like John Klingberg. Either that or, maybe Essa Lindell. They're not going to trade. Is he on the injured reserve? They're not going to trade Miro Heiskanen. I don't even think they would do that straight across. Maybe Miro Heiskanen, but I mean that's a Norris Trophy winner. And then you got to trade a player to go with it because Dallas is right up to the cap. So Dennis Gurianov. I mean, there is possibilities there, but I think a lot of they wouldn't have enough depth on their roster once they were done. I think Makar. I think Makar is better all-around defenseman. I think that might be a little bit of ego speaking too, because Dallas, yeah. Why do you want Joe Pavelski at 39 years old, really? And I'm pretty sure he's got an ironclad. Yeah, he's got an ironclad NMC, no movement clause, so he's not going to waive it to go to Buffalo for sure. We did Carolina, short of Aho, and in that deal they would not want to get rid of Aho. We were looking at like Nietzsche's Jarvis, Trocheck, first round picks, and possibly like Bean, something like that, a package like that. But the problem with Carolina is they've got an internal cap. So it's almost got to be dollar for dollar, I think, because they still got to sign Hamilton too. That's the other thing. Got to look at teams like with Dallas. They got to re-sign possibly Jason Dickinson. They got to re-sign him. He's going to get a decent raise. Joe Pavelski still has 2 years left on his contract too. They got to sign Alexiak. So they got to look at if they got a guy like Eichel, are they going to be able to lose Alexiak too? So that's sort of like adding them in the trade, even though it's not. Well, it looks like he can play for a couple more years. It's really hard to say with those old guys how long they're going to last for, because quite often they'll just fall right off. But Marleau wants to play again next year. That was another thing that was pretty cray-cray. Just want to check something out here. What was the news for? Was there news for today? Oh, Detroit Red Wings extended Jeff Blashill. And Flyers, Dridger's going to play tonight in the games. Dridger's going to play for Florida tonight, which is finally, thank God, they're not going back to Bobrovsky. Enough with Bobrovsky already. Jamie Benn, if anybody's going to take his contract, he's just been on a downward spiral. I don't think you can get rid of that contract unless they decide to keep, take. I don't think he would be part of a Eichel deal. There's no reason why. And not only that, again, go back to it, they give all these guys ironclad no movement clause. Tyler Seguin, Jamie Benn, and Pavelski. I bet you the Montreal Canadiens would be in on that. They'd be trying to do it. And they could do it. Believe it or not, that would be freaking psycho. Let's look at Montreal Canadiens. That's asking a lot. Shea, you might be able to get Seattle to pull Shea off you. Gardner, I don't think there'll be too much interest in Gardner. He was pretty much a bit piece for Carolina, and he's making $4 million a year. Lord. Yeah, maybe. Esa Lindell, yeah. Esa Lindell would definitely be a possibility, although he had a down year. So, yeah, you've got to get Hamilton, Svech, and Bean, and I don't know. One of those guys is going to go to Seattle. It could be Jake Bean. I don't know. What do you think? You know more about Carolina than I do. Hey, Devondra, how you doing? Yeah, we're going to get into the games here soon, but we're talking some where could Eichel be traded if he was ever traded. Montreal Canadiens, let's see. By the way, Payton was supposed to be on today, but he had to cancel. So Eichel traded to the Penguins? I can't see that happening. There's no way that would end up happening. But Montreal, they're going to be in there like a dirty shirt. They're going to be throwing stuff at that. Montreal would be like, you could get Nick Suzuki. So you got your number one center. Yeah, you could. I mean, who's going to take Sekera, though, really? Francis would do what, Lauren? Take Shea? Probably. I think Francis could take Shea. Brady Shea. Is that if that's what you're talking about? Imagine this. Nick Suzuki. The first thing that's going to come up is Cole Caulfield. Cole Caulfield. If you're Buffalo, you're going, I want Cole Caulfield. I want Cole Caulfield. Read what you said. You have to excuse me. My chat's not working. If the Canes can get rid of Gardner and Shea. What did you say? Sorry, you're going to have to write it again. I can't see. Oh, could trade their second round pick this year to Seattle for them to take Gardner? I wouldn't do it. You got too much out there. I wouldn't do it. That's just me, but you're right. It's possible they could. They could value the pick that much that they take Gardner because they don't care about their roster too much. If I'm going to get Eichel, man, I trade Suzuki plus for Eichel. I wouldn't trade Caulfield. I would trade Suzuki because you don't need him now. But then what else? What's the plus? Are you going to trade to Foley? I mean, it would be very difficult. I don't think they got enough in their prospect pool to really make a difference for that trade. Yeah, it's probably not going to happen for Montreal. I'm sure they would throw a lot at it, though. Yeah, I just said that. Toffoli in the deal. It would kind of be crappy for Toffoli since he just signed that deal. But Suzuki, Toffoli, that's the kind of thing you're talking about. Suzuki, Toffoli, something like that. You could throw in Jonathan Drouin, maybe. I don't know. But I don't think they got it. I don't think they got enough there in Montreal to pick up Eichel. Not when you got LA. We just discussed what LA could do. Who's going to take Franz Nielsen? No one. No one's going to take Franz Nielsen, though. That's the problem with that. They're going to have to buy him out, probably. The Detroit Red Wings is a team I just did. You can check it out. Check it out afterwards. Everybody go look at my videos afterwards. Try to get a lot of people watching them. They're pretty cool. I'm going to be doing a bunch of them. So, but let's look at Detroit. Detroit certainly got the cap room. Larkin is gone right off the get-go. Larkin would be gone in part of that deal for sure. And then you're looking at then they got a lot of prospects they could throw into this deal for sure. I'd want Larkin, Philippe Zadina, and where's their on loan? Loaned. Lucas Raymond or Moritz Seider and some picks. So basically Detroit just built up their prospect pool and they're going to throw a ton of it not away for Eichel to be their main guy to build around, which I think may have their team now be in more of a rebuild than if they didn't do the trade. That's the difficult thing about trading him to these teams that are already on a rebuild. Just straight across for Podkolzin? No way. No way. No way would I do that. Podkolzin's not that good, man. Not that good. He's going to be good, but better than Eichel? No, I disagree. I disagree with you there, Lauren. I don't disagree with you too often, but you watch. We'll see, Lauren. We're going to mark this down right now. Lauren says Podkolzin is better than Eichel. Podkolzin is better than Eichel. Yeah, you could throw Bertuzzi in there. Bertuzzi, Larkin, instead of Tyler Bertuzzi instead of Zadina. Michael Rasmussen could be in that deal. I like Michael Rasmussen. 6'6". He's taken a little while to progress, but those big, huge guys like that, he did put up 12 points in 40 games this year. Probably his max is like a 40-point player. Guys like that would be part of that deal. But the thing is, Detroit would be giving up a lot. Here's one for you. And then maybe after this, I'll segue into the games tonight. And we'll talk more about this later. How about the Minnesota Wild? Hey, Avatar, we're talking about teams that Eichel could get traded to. Right now, we're looking at the Minnesota Wild, who do really need a center. Now, they drafted one last year, Marco Rossi. So, he was injured all last year. But you could throw Marco Rossi in the deal because he played with Buffalo's pick Myers, I believe his name is, on the same team. So, you could go Marco Rossi. You're not trading. You're going to stay away from trading Kaprizov, of course. So, I wonder if they got enough. It would have to be Marco Rossi. Geez, I don't think they got enough. Marco Rossi, Matt Dumba. Yeah. Oh, Swerve. There you go. Not till you get rid of. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't think they got enough, and they got cap issues and stuff like that. I don't think they could do it. I'd want Jordan Greenway. I'd want Rossi, Greenway. You know, maybe Matt Dumba to bring the out, and then draft picks. That would be what you're looking at. Matthew Boldy would probably be in that deal. They could put a package together. I just don't think they could put a package together good enough. But it would be intriguing to see Eichel playing with Kaprizov. Holy crap. Detroit trading Svechnikov. Yeah, but he doesn't have much value yet, although he had a better year this year. Hartman, yeah, he would basically be a throw-in. He'd be very disappointed if that happened. I'm not sure about he'll never play a full season. I think if Eichel got on a team where he didn't have to be, I mean, you got to remember, he plays on a team where you take out Eichel and you take out the whole team pretty much. So he had people on him constantly all the time. If he were to play with a team with some depth, his numbers would be insane, I think. It would be amazing. He's been over a point a game player on a team that had really nothing to play with. So I wouldn't say that and that's why he's always injured, because they're on him like freaking flies on poop, right? Byron Buxton of the NHL. All right, well, that's fun. We did that for a bit. So let's look at the games for tonight. And we'll look at the games from last night, of course. Surprises to me. A lot of surprises here. First of all, you had Boston versus the Capitals. And the Bruins pull it out last night. It's quite simply what I was saying before. The Bruins outplayed them really as well. The Bruins found their mojo last night, and I think that they're going to keep on finding their mojo. I have the Bruins in 5. I just can't see. Washington played a heavy game. They hit a lot last night. They played well, but I got to get this over so you guys can see it. But Boston really took over that game last night. Jake DeBrusk scored, which is huge. They really need Boston. They need Jake DeBrusk to be those bottom players to be scoring for Boston. You said Bruins in 7. What did you guys say? I'm not surprised the Bruins won either. I took them to win last night. Little surprised that there's been so much scoring, but it's basically Washington doesn't have a goaltender, and that's the problem. I mean, Anderson is serviceable, but he's not going to do it. He's not a goaltender you're going to need come playoff time. So TJ Oshie scored one for his dad again. That's what's going to be saying that all year. Scoring for his dad. His dad passed away. Patrice Bergeron potted one. Garnett Hathaway scored 2 last night. I got to bounce back and forth here so you guys can see all of this stuff that's going on here. He scored 2 last night. It made it interesting. Of course, Hall finally got off the schneid. He scored 1. I was saying in this that I thought that Boston actually had the better scoring depth in this game, in this series this year, which you wouldn't have thought of in the beginning of the year. Awesome job by Sweeney to add Taylor Hall and Smith and guys like that to have some scoring depth in this lineup. We'll see what happens because Boston still has a really young defense, but Nolan Patrick gone? I don't think so. And I would really recommend you check out the video that Steele just did over at his YouTube channel with Jim Jackson. Jim Jackson really, first of all, he's the voice of the Philadelphia Flyers. Jim Jackson does the play-by-play for the Philadelphia Flyers on television. He's part of the Steel Flyers network. He's fantastic. And he brought up some really, really good points. I don't even want to talk too much about it. I want you to go check it out because he really kind of changed my way that I look at this season. There was a few things that happened there. I mean, I'll say one thing. I'll say this. We were asking a lot for Patrick, who didn't play all year last year, to now come back and play in a COVID situation with the shortened season, with all the games in the schedule that they had. Really, is it fair to say that this guy is going to be able to do that this year? Same as Lindholm. It just was a really tough year for the players that they have gone through what they've gone through this year. That's part of it, but you really want to listen to the whole thing because it's fantastic. So Craig Smith played 15 minutes. Wagner, Lazar went back to normal minutes. Charlie Coyle played 15. I like the way Cassidy kind of distributed the minutes around here, and he can do that now because he has so many more weapons in his arsenal this year. I know, when he was 30, he was great, and it's too bad he didn't play for some better teams. You had Boston in 6, Avatar? Hey, that might come through for you. I had him in 5 because I didn't like their goaltending. We'll look at Backstrom. Mantha played 17 minutes. They played him on that top line. He did get a lot of shots, but the problem that they have with Mantha in Detroit is if he wasn't scoring, he wasn't doing much. And, the same thing is in Washington here. He's not a very complete player, which is pretty difficult. And what I'm seeing from Washington is a very top-heavy team that needs to score to win. They need to outscore the opposition because their defense is... Chara only played 12 minutes last night, by the way. 12 minutes. They're playing Carlson, Orlov, Dillon, and Schultz in the top 4. That's not many minutes for a guy like that. Anderson didn't even play all that bad last night. But the problem is he's just not a guy that's going to steal the game for you. And when you're playing against a team like Boston, that's pretty much got to be the case. You had the Bruins, Mercer, you had the Bruins in 7 because the Caps' first line is really good. But I felt the Bruins goaltending would save them. Nice, I agree with you. Connor Clifford has been playing very well. I totally agree with you there. Riley has been playing really well. Grzelcyk has been playing fantastic. And, of course, McAvoy. Kevin Miller again got injured last night. He only played 10 minutes. And from what I can tell, he's out. I don't know if he's going to be back for this next game or not, but okay, let's look at the other games so we can keep things going here. Holy smokes, we're almost at 2 hours already. We haven't even got into the games. We talked a lot about Eichel. Well, there wasn't much to talk about the Hurricanes game, really. They outplayed them completely. I'm thinking I was wrong here. Lauren, I bow down to you, my friend. You were right. Carolina's too good. And I know it's only one game, but they are playing like a well-oiled machine. And I thought Nashville would give them more of a, but I don't think so now. I think Bruins take the series. I agree. I bow, yeah. Jordan Stahl was a beast last night. Their overall depth just was overpowering for Nashville. Nashville couldn't find anything that they could do against them. Saros did his best, but they were totally outshot, outchanced, out everything. It wasn't even close. And then, of course, Duchesne only getting 10 minutes a night. The guy's got to hit the gym in the off season, man. Yeah, they did well on the PK, but they were behind the play a lot. It wasn't looking good for them at all last night. It was really bad. Not going to talk too much about it. Just they played. Carolina played crazy good. Simple as that. Let me go over here and check. I'll move this over here. You had, okay, yeah, Jordan Stahl got 2 last night. Svechnikov potted 1. Niederreiter. Look at the people potting the goals. It's from their whole lineup. Like, it's not just one piece. It's everybody. Teravainen, Pesce, Lorentz got an assist. Like, and then when the Delkovich in net, they just don't have a Nashville, you're right, doesn't have a chance. No chance. I was wrong. You've got to come out better than that in the first game against. Now watch, Nashville will come out and light it up the next game. But I don't think so. I think it's pretty much over. Now we'll go to our last game, and then we'll get to our break. And it was the Avalanche versus the Blues, and the Avalanche played insane in this game. Did you watch this game? First of all, the first 2 periods, Binnington was incredible. 50-23, they outshot them. They were playing absolutely nuts. McKinnon, of course, scored. Gabriel Landeskog. McKinnon got 2. It should have been way worse than it was. I can't. You're gonna have to stay away from cussing because I can't show it. My chat is down and I can't press the button to show your thing. Yeah, Colorado's way too good for St. Louis. We'll see what happens when they come back here, but Avs and Canes. I had Vegas Canes final. I think it's Vegas Canes final, Swerve. Yeah, no, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me if you swear, but just today, I can't. For some reason my chat's not working, so I can't show it. If it comes up as a cuss, it says show or hide or whatever, and I can't show it. So there's not much to say about that Colorado game. They just totally blew them right out of the water. That should have been 7-1 that game. It was crazy. So anyways, we'll take a quick look at the games for tonight, and we'll talk lots about them because there wasn't much to talk about with those 2 games except to say that Colorado just absolutely crushed them. Colorado is a tremendous machine. I give for sure. Where are my game scores? Okay, so going into the after the break. Well, we won't really talk about the Canucks and Flames. Nobody cares about that. We'll look at the Islanders and Penguins. Got some interesting stuff on that game. The big one, really, isn't it cool that we're saying that the big game is the Lightning and the Panthers? I think that's freaking awesome. I think that's awesome. Lightning and the Panthers are the big game. I love that. Bringing it over so everybody can see it here now. Lightning and Panthers are the big game. Wild and Golden Knights should be interesting. Well, I'll talk about who who think is going to win that game. Yeah, the Red Wings signed Jeff Blashill to an extension. Good for them. I think he's a good coach. It looks like all the players that he is working with are improving. So there's no reason not to give him an extension because that's really what his job is there, is to have the young players improving on that team. So pretty cool beans. Let me turn off the window capture for a second here. He did do a good job there. I totally agree with you. He did a great job for. Ooh, everybody's coming in now, and I got to go to break. We're going to take a break here, whoever's in, and then come back in like 3 minutes. Actually, don't come back. Stay here. Go get your dogs. They're going to want to see this. This is great stuff here that we're about to show you. So we're going to talk about all those games and everything when we come back. Maybe while I'm gone, give me some players that you think might be traded in the offseason. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Yeah, Vegas outshot the Wild big time last game, no doubt about it. Yeah, we'll see if the Wild can do something about that, because they had no business winning that game. I think so anyway. I don't think anyways. Anyways, we'll be right back after these messages. Go get your pets, crowd around the computer. They're going to want to see this. The only problem is you're going to have to take them here. fuck? All right, that wasn't too bad, was it? That was friggin' awesome. I love that commercial. So we are back, and we're going to look at our games for tonight. How's everybody doing? I got to put you up on my chat because I still don't have a chat. I don't know why that's happening there. What do we got? What did we talk about? The Avs look like rock stars in the third. Absolutely, they did. They looked like rock stars the whole game. It was absolutely insane. That game should have been 7-1. I agree. Oh, no way. The commercial had no sound? Ah, lovely. Oh, well. I don't know why, because it says it has sound here right now, actually. But, okay, not much I can do about it now. Yeah, it's, for some reason, I don't know, things are working funny again. I've had that happen before, too. I hit the button and everything, but it didn't work. The Avs were wearing wigs last night, bringing back the mullet, are they? Hopefully. Okay, so let's look at our games tonight. The first one being the Islanders and the Penguins. I had possibly the Penguins winning this, but I don't now. Jack Quinn. Jack Quinn is the guy I was talking about. Yes. Jack Quinn. If they were to make a trade with Minnesota, they could bring back Rossi, who played with Jack Quinn. So that would be something. That would be an added bonus because they played really well together. Trigger is in net for the Panthers tonight. We'll get that. Okay. Islanders, Penguins. You can't win with Jari. You just can't win with Jari. Yeah, we're not really doing picks now. We're just kind of talking about the games and stuff like that. But Varlamov is not playing tonight. He is not playing tonight. Let me get my window capture up, and we'll look at some things about this game. Window capture. Why is my window capture not working? I got to go back here again. Oh no, that's audio input. Window capture. There we go. There we go. Okay. I got to start on that screen to get going. So we will look at, first of all, goaltenders. This is on Daily Faceoff. Can you guys see that all right? All right. You can see it all right. Good. We'll look at starting goaltenders for this game. As you can see, Dredger will be in net for Florida, which is awesome. Tristan Jarry is not confirmed yet. But Ilya Sorokin, as you can see, is likely, which means he probably will be in because who else are they going to put in? Varlamov is not back for this game. Zero. Hey, Bill, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for coming in. Pearlo Wisdom Jr. is in the house. How you doing, son? Implicit. No. Are you sure he's back? I got it here, as you can see. I got it here that he is not. Oh, can you guys see that? See? Sorokin is likely. When did you get Varley is back, Implicit? Where did you find that? Anyways, with the Islanders did what I was afraid that they might do. Barry Trotz said that he was using the last 10 games like a preseason. in the fields. What? Using it as a preseason, and it looks like he is because that game against Pittsburgh, the last game against Pittsburgh, they looked better than they've looked in a long time. And I am now switching my pick. I say the Islanders win this, and probably, I don't know. I think they're going to win tonight. What do you guys think? They're going to win tonight? Trotz is full of it. I don't know. I don't think he's full of it. I think he kind of, in a way, did that. He was working different ways to try to get everybody playing on the same field. And the team was getting tired at the end. That was obvious. So he was sort of, that was obvious. And then just came out barreling. Are they going to be able to keep it going, though? Are the Islanders going to go back to being the way they were? Are the Islanders going to go back to being the way they were up until the playoffs? Or, which would be bad, not being able to score, all of those things like that? Or are they going to go and be what we've seen them be in the past in the playoffs? Because if they are, they're going to beat the Pittsburgh Penguins, I believe. Oh, Varlamov is back, but Sorokin is still starting. Okay. So he's not really back. He's obviously still injured, but they, if in a pinch, they could use him. Or either that, or Barry Trotz liked what he saw from Sorokin and thinks they might get the ball rolling, and do something like that. That's possible. You're going on a deep run. You could, if the Islanders keep playing like they did the first game, they could go on a deep run. I don't think they played like crap all. They outshot Washington quite a bit. Varley is a backup. Anything but Pittsburgh. Why do you not like Pittsburgh, Swerve? Aren't you a Minnesota fan? What is it about Pittsburgh you don't like? What do you guys got tonight? Who do you think? ABP. What's ABP? Morgan Riley getting traded in the offseason? I can't see that. 91. Is Malkin? Is that Malkin? Please help me. I'm terrible with numbers. Numbers on jerseys, I don't know why I do not pay attention to them at all. I think that's Malkin, though. I mean, I know the obvious ones, of course, but yeah, Rask. I think Rask will play better. I'm going to keep on going that Rask will pull it out, play better. Who's at home? That's Pittsburgh is at home. Pittsburgh was first in the division. Malkin is 72. Malkin is 71. Who's 91? Who's 91? Letang? Help me out here. Who's 91? Swerve? Or did he mean to say 71? Oh, 1991. Okay. That's why. Because the team beat you, so you don't like them. I gotcha. Sort of like why Philadelphia Flyers fans hate Chicago. 1991. Okay. 91 is Tavares. But I don't think he was talking about Tavares. Duclair? I didn't know that either. I definitely would not have known that 91 was Duclair. So anyways, I'll bring up some. That's who's going to be in debt. I don't believe. Why is that showing? I don't want to show that. I don't believe there's any injuries. Let's look at the injury report. Okay, we'll look at the injury report. and see what they say about Varlamov, but I'm sure Varlamov still says he's injured in the NBC injury report. Can you guys see that all right? I mean, can you guys see that all right? Let me move it over. I guess I got to move it over here. Injury report. There we go. Now let me see. Yeah. See? Varlamov injured. New York Islanders. It says Varlamov is injured. So you got inside information implicit. Wow. Oh, I didn't know anything about Farley doing something like that. Morgan Riley is a UFA after next season. Probably Toronto will figure something out, but you got a good point, I suppose. That would be cray-cray if they traded Morgan Riley. Crazy. It's Sorokin is in, but implicit is saying that yeah, you sent me a text. Okay. Implicit is saying that he's going to back up tonight. Oh, you got, okay. Jari is confirmed. Yeah, Jari is confirmed. Hockey News Reports just sent me a text there. Morgan Riley could ask for more than $8 million. If he's only asking for 8, I'd be very happy about that. Sorokin's KHL numbers were ridiculous. I think he's going to be an unbelievable goaltender. And he's already starting to look like one as it is. So, yeah, his KHL numbers, go check out his KHL numbers. Actually, I could check them out for you too right now, actually. Let's do that. We'll go here. We'll go here. Let's look at the Islanders. His KHL numbers are insane. Islanders. Ilya Sorokin. Can you see that all right? Ilya Sorokin. Okay, good. Check out this guy's KHL numbers, man. 1.15 in 40 games with CSK Moskova in 2018-19 when he was 22 years old. 21 KHL, 159 and a 9.931. And in this last year in the KHL, 150 to 0.935. Those are stupid numbers, man. Those are absolutely ridiculous numbers. We'll see what Drigger does tonight, but I would be going with Knight as well. Why not? The guy just was crushing it. Why would you not? I know, right? His numbers are ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous in the KHL. Do they have, no, they don't have it total, his average for when he was in the KHL, but those were his numbers. Just stupid. So anyways, what do you guys got tonight? Who do you think's going to win, Islanders or Penguins? They can, okay. Can I don't know what they're going to do. There are things that I think they would trade Nylander before they would lose Morgan Riley, honestly. If they got to pay him $8 million a year, they'll trade Nylander before they would not sign Morgan Riley. That's why he's an NHL goalie. Yeah, he's 24 years old. He's going to crush. He's going to crush. So Mercer says that he thinks Pens, you still think the Pens are going to win tonight? Really, eh? Wow. Avatar has the Islanders. I have the Islanders too. Bill T has the Islanders. I'm sure Implicit has the Islanders. Yeah, no doubt about that. In OT, they need better defensemen, for sure. And I mean, they've got a great coach. It's no problems there. I still say they had no business making the NHL. My problem was the Islanders were so weak going in, but here they go again. The Islanders turn it on for the playoffs, and 2-1 in OT. Okay, cool. The Pens must win, but I'm not sure they're going to. I think the Islanders are going to win this series now. And yes, I did not pick them to. I was so on the fence about this. Yeah, but you're not getting anything on a puck line. Okay. The Isles will win tonight, Weichel says. Pittsburgh, Brian Watson. Welcome, Brian Watson. Thanks for coming in, buddy. Pittsburgh wins tonight. 3 ties on Sports Select. Good idea. After all those ties that we've been seeing, that's probably a really good idea. You had the Isles all day for the playoff bracket hockey news reports? Wow. That's pretty cool. Okay, let's look at the Lightning versus the Panthers. First of all, we already know that Drigger is going to be in for the Panthers. The Lightning have not said who's going to be in, but we know who's going to be in. I mean, there's no way they're going to go against Vasilevsky will be in. There's no doubt about that. Well, I mean, the team did not really play great, and Carolina played amazing on that game. No way. You think the head coach is going to you think Sullivan is going to be fired if they lose in the first round? I don't think so. I think there's going to be a lot of changes in Pittsburgh. I think there's going to be a definite retool in Pittsburgh when they lose in the first round. I seriously think they're going to lose in the first round now. Isles and Oilers in the final. Wow. Who is in net for Vegas tonight? It's got to be Fleury. I don't think it's going to say yet, but I'll look it up. I didn't even go down that far. They haven't said yet. But we're going Florida now and Tampa Bay. And I have to admit, Tampa Bay looked pretty good in the first game for sure. Oh my gosh, Calgary is putting in Louis Domingue tonight. Okay. Glad I had Vancouver in that game. Vasilevsky is confirmed. It's going to be Drigger against Vasilevsky. This is going to be a barn burner. Devondra wants to go the Canucks to win, really? Why the Canucks, being a Washington Capitals fan? Just your second team or what? If Vegas loses in the first round, I'll be absolutely blown away. Blown away. I just can't see it happening. They outplayed Minnesota. I think they win tonight. But what do you got for Tampa Bay, Florida? Florida gave everything they had. If they would have had Drigger in last night, the last game, I think they win this game. What do you guys think about that? But Tampa Bay looks really good. And, of course, we know that Sam Bennett is not going to be in this game. And that's the part that really kind of throws me off on this one. Without Sam Bennett, I think it's going to be pretty tough for Florida tonight. It sucks because I picked Florida to win this series. I think Jim Benning should be fired, yes. Hockey News Reports takes the Panthers still, even without Bennett in. I'm going to be very surprised if Vegas loses in the first round. I believe if they keep on playing like they played the first game, they should win that series. Minnesota got, Talbot was insane. But that's the reason why they won. It's going to target Cooch and Stammer. Really? I think Stammer would retire before he left Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay 4-1 Mercer. I think Green will be back with the Canucks. We disagree a lot, Weichel. I think he'll be back with the Canucks for sure. They had too many obstacles this year. That was really the only problem. Vancouver first had a terrible opening schedule. Then they get COVID. And, it's just like was one thing after another, and a very young team. No Peterson getting hurt. How do you fire a coach in that situation? I don't think that, when Vancouver came back from COVID and they beat Toronto back-to-back, that pretty much solidified Green at least getting another chance next year, I think. They'll sign him back up again. Yeah, I can't say. Talbot might be as insane. But look at Fleury was insane too. They just happened to pop one extra one, right? Fleury was insane as well. He made some saves there. Like one of them, that one save behind his back thing that he did, that'll go down and you'll be watching that for the next 10 years. You think there'll be a lot of fighting tonight? I think Florida wants that type of game. They want it to be physical. They want to beat up Tampa Bay. They want to get them off their game. So if Tampa was smart, they would just play. They wouldn't get goaded into too many penalties. Drigger's played very well. He'll probably end up being in Seattle next year. So, hey, Griffcat Gaming, welcome to the live. Everybody give some love in the chat. Little Pearlo dance for you. How you doing? No worries, Griffcat. You're never late. As long as you're here, you're not late. Yeah, I don't think Cooper's a bum, yeah. But they did rely on Rask a lot in the regular season. Somebody brought up the point, though, and it's a very good point. With Tampa Bay winning the Cup last year, it was probably a good idea to take it a little easy during the regular season. This is a different year than any other year. And again, really recommend you go check out the Steel Flyers. You can have a Pearlo dance too. Here you go. Pearlo dance, Pearlo dance, Pearlo dance, Pearlo dance. Really recommend you go watch that Jim Jackson episode with Steel Flyers. And with Jim Jackson and the Steel Flyers channel on YouTube. It was really good. And it all kind of opened my eyes to a few problems that teams had this year. I don't have Tampa Bay winning the division, but I think Carolina wins it. I still say Carolina wins the Central. I've said it all along. I'm going to stick with it. I think Carolina wins the Central. I actually have Carolina going to the finals. There's no way they're going to no way Colorado's going to lose to St. Louis. We don't even know if Tampa Bay is going to get by Florida. That first game was one of the best games we've seen in a very long time. So You think Carolina wins the Central too? Yeah. I don't have a hated day. Not really. Canes win. E-money's in the house. The big rig. Help me out with that. Why do I know? I know I've heard of the big rig, but yes, for sure. It might be like it was one of the best games I've ever seen, period. It was fantastic. It was one for the ages, that game. And it's going to be fun to watch what happens tonight. Yes, I agree, Bob. They will have. That'll be one heck of a rough roaring with fans in there and stuff like that. Ooh, nice. Evan's going to hop on tomorrow. Sweet. I think we'll have you and Payton on tomorrow then. Maybe even, no, Payton has said he's going to be on for the rest of the week. I got Vegas winning the Cup this year. But we'll see as it goes along. I think Carolina might, if it's Carolina, maybe, I don't know, because Carolina's so strong up the middle. Imagine that Carolina winning this year would be fantastic. Yeah. Payton was supposed to be on today. He had to cancel, though. I don't think they're going to win the next game, Kyle. I don't think the Wild are going to win the next game. Yeah, because you think Minnesota's going to beat them. All right. The only thing that concerns me about Vegas is if Nedeljkovic can hold up. If Nedeljkovic holds up, they could be a cup winner this year. I have to admit. They look pretty freaking strong. And the Brind'Amour's, the system, the way he has those guys playing, man, they are playing on fire. Your dream finals would be Oilers versus Canes? Yeah, I don't think the Oilers got it this year. Not this year. Give them next year. The Oilers next year could be something. Are you doing that on purpose by saying vegan? Or is that your autocorrect? Vegas versus Carolina would be amazing. I mean, Bruins Leafs in the final would be great. I just can't see anybody from the North doing it. Too much travel in the regular season this year. Well, I wonder if you can. It wouldn't be the first time that a team has won a cup with a young goaltender. I mean, Patrick Waugh and Ward was pretty young when he won his. There are young goaltenders, very young goaltenders that have won, and Nedeljkovic isn't super young. He wasn't as young as Patrick Waugh was, but when you got that system playing in front of you too, they don't need much there. For the Bruins, I'm concerned about their depth on D. Their young defensemen there. That's what concerns me about the Bruins. I have them coming out of the East, and I guess then they would play against the North, right? Is that right? Whoever wins in the East plays against the North. How does that work? Central versus the West? I never even thought about that. How does that work? I can't unshow your thing right now because my chat's not working. But Evan said Vegas has crap center depth. Absolutely, I agree with you. That's the problem with Vegas that I'm concerned about. And if they line up with Carolina, Carolina could definitely expose that. The center depth. The center depth is the biggest concern. The thing for me is Fleury. I think Fleury, if he can hold up, can win the cup with that team in front of him. That's the thing. North versus West, East versus Central. So it would be Boston. If it goes the way I think it would be Boston versus Carolina. And I think Carolina wins that. Taylor Hall has been very good. It's just playoff experience. Although that's not always necessary. I would prefer it for a goaltender to have playoff experience. But I don't know. So far, he looks great. No, I don't. If the Leafs played Vegas, I don't think the Leafs would beat Vegas. No. There's just, I don't like Toronto's defense still. It's okay, but it's not great. It's not good enough. I don't think they're going to be able to outplay teams like Carolina, Boston, and the systems that they play and their overall depth. I think they'll end up getting beat up by them. And not to mention, as I mentioned before, the North Division in the regular season has had to play so many games, there's been so much. So anyways, who do you got? Florida, Tampa Bay. Some people already put it in there. Fleury will score a hat trick tonight. Boston and Canes, that would be a killer game. That would be killer. I think that's probably what it's going to be. Yeah, they got to add a little bit more. Watch out for Edmonton next year, though. I think Edmonton might even beat Toronto, possibly. So he's kidding. He's kidding. He's just saying that Fleury is everything to that team. You pick Florida to win? I want Florida to win. But I got to say Tampa looked pretty strong last game, so. Colorado versus Carolina, yeah. That would be a killer series, too. Woo! Wow, that would be an amazing series. I think that would be one of the toughest teams for Carolina to play is Colorado. Because Colorado's defense lines up pretty good against them. Colorado's offense lines up pretty good against them. They play the same kind of style. That would be an insane. Yeah, the Leafs don't have the defense. Okay, we'll go on. Well, since we're talking a lot about Vegas, we'll go to the next game. And then we'll just talk hockey, whatever you want to say. Sabres, woohoo! Terry and Kim Pagula. Welcome, Terry and Kim. Surprised you have all this time with all the firing you've been doing. And all the fires you got to put out with Eichel being mad, Reinhart being mad, everybody being mad, pretty much. You got to put all those fires out and try to keep everybody in your organization. Okay, so Wild versus Golden Knights tonight. It's got to be Talbot. It's got to be Fleury, unless Fleury's injured. I have the Islanders beating them 2 now. Get Ted Nolan, yeah. Yeah, right. Skinner with the heart. Yeah. That would be the biggest voodoo happening of all time, I think, if Skinner won the Hart. Almost, that would top CC playing good in Pittsburgh. Wild and Isles big tonight. Who's got the Wild tonight? Yeah, I think the Penguins are going to lose against the Islanders too. Who's got the Wild tonight? Talbot and net. I'll take a look at the injury thing since I'm sitting here. Might as well. I don't think there's any new surprises for injuries, but you never know. I haven't heard anything. Nope. No injuries now for Vegas. Can you guys see this, by the way? Yeah, you can. Okay, good. Make sure I can check on the live stream. Yeah, you can see it. Injuries. Okay. Vegas. Pacioretty is a game time. Game time decision for Pacioretty. If Pacioretty is in, for sure I'm going Vegas. Knights will win tonight. I agree with you, Lauren. If they outplay Minnesota like last game, they'll definitely. You think? Yeah, I think they're going to play very hard and be more successful too. It's a bounce back game. They outplayed Minnesota last game. I mean, everything points to Vegas winning tonight as far as I'm concerned. There's no real injuries. Minnesota is like a very difficult team, though. They never give up. They're a never give up team. You got to give Dean Evison a lot of credit. He has that team playing as good as that team could possibly play. Oh, is that right? I didn't know that. Yes, Terry and Kim. Is that both of you watching right now? Which one's watching, Terry or Kim? The Wild can, but I mean, they have to show it. They haven't showed it yet. They haven't showed that they can outplay Vegas yet. I mean, not in the playoffs anyways. In the regular season they have. But yeah, that was an epic. Fleury is the reason why I'm sticking with Vegas too. He's insane. But Talbot has been keeping up with Fleury, so. John from Off the Wall is doing the Tampa Bay game tonight. Cool. Yes, I imagine he will be because he loved that first one. And it was amazing. Who has more gas in the tank? I thought Vegas played the best tired game of the season. Toronto played really good tired too. Minnesota did not really play a lot well on back-to-back. I mean, they did, but I thought Vegas was one of the best. Oh, good. I'll go on that one for sure. Slapshot Sweethearts. Slapshot Sweethearts are doing the Pens and Isles. Go check that out, guys. That is great. Those girls are fantastic. And if you want to know who they are, we just did a award show video, which we're going to do more of. Oh, no, it was the East prediction video with them. Yeah, they're very consistent. The Canes are extremely consistent. No, well, we'll see. Golden heads. I love the golden helmets. I love them. Should get Todd Nelson as their head coach. I don't know if he's going to get another chance or not. John Weichel. Don't be surprised if the Bruins and Isles. You got Bruins and Isles. That would be next, right? So it'd be if Carolina wins and the Islanders win and Boston wins. Who am I forgetting? Islanders. Let me look this up here. Let me get the bracket up here, shall we? Oh, I got to sign in. Go away. Go away with your sign in stuff. Carolina, Nashville. Oh, Florida. So it would be, if Florida wins, they would play Boston, right? And then the Islanders would play Carolina. No, I don't think the Islanders beat Carolina. Carolina's got, I think Carolina's got a better system right now than even the Islanders. No, I don't think Dallas Eakins will get fired. I don't at all. I think I think he's done a heck of a job with that team, actually. Much the same as Balsillie, who just got a new contract. I think they like him a lot. They have good reason to like him. I don't think he's going to get fired. Who's Taryn Hatcher? Pacioretty would be a big loss if he's not in tonight, though. Yeah, I don't think he played last game either. He's been having some injury issues. Everybody like that Montreal-Toronto series. The whole thing is Toronto's been so bad in the first round, right? Like, it doesn't really matter who they play. There's always this, are they going to do it or what? Because they've been so bad in the first round. If the Isles were in the same division this year, they would be both facing each other in round 2. Okay. Yeah, I like Canucks all day. I got to change that on my Patreon. Yeah, I like the Canucks all day. Now that Louis Domingue has been terrible, and I got to go the over for sure. So. Yes, they did, and I didn't like it when they fired him. I liked Dallas Eakins a lot when he was there. He got guys working hard. He had them in the gym. I thought it was a bad firing, but he was a young coach, and the management for the Oilers at the time just had no idea what they were doing. They had Lowe and McTavish, guys that have never managed before in there. It was terrible. That's the thing. Is this the year that Toronto gets past the first round? That is the thing. They got to get past this year. I mean, it would be absolutely devastating for that organization if they don't beat Montreal. First of all, they haven't played Montreal in, I don't even know how long it was. You guys could probably tell me. To lose to Montreal is worse than losing to anyone else to begin with. They've got a better team, period. You shouldn't be losing to a team with Suzuki as their number one. Not that there's anything wrong with Suzuki. He's just a kid still. And he's not like a generational center or something like that. He's very, very good, but he's not a generational number one center. 1979, wow. That's a long time ago. Next year, Vegas will make the players wear big round clown trees and big. I hope so. I love that kind of stuff. So I love the surge from Carolina. I wish they would do more of that. I love Vegas, what they're doing. They look outside of the box. They do things differently. I think they're great. Toronto, it is an embarrassment. It would be an absolute embarrassment if Toronto lost that game. No doubt about it. It would be brutal. Steve Tambellini, yeah. So we had a lot of playoff talk here. And what I want to do is I want you guys to take, because we could do some more Eichel getting traded stuff tomorrow. But I want to, what's another player you think is going to get traded in the offseason? We'll do it tomorrow. We'll trade him to a whole bunch of teams tomorrow. What's a big name player or a free agent? Like, do you think Hamilton? How about Hamilton? Is he going to get signed by Carolina? I know Lauren's already all over it. They're signing Hamilton, no doubt about it. Which I think they probably will. They'll find a way to get rid of that Gardner contract, just like Lawrence said. I just can't see them letting Hamilton walk. I don't know what Hamilton wants. That would be the only issue, really, I see. All right, Griff, thank you for coming, man. Awesome having. We had lots of people in the chat today. Loved it. Cool. Nice. Love to have you tomorrow, my friend. Love to have you tomorrow. So who's a big name? Voracek? You think that they can trade Voracek? Edmonton will sign Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. I'll write that down here right now. Edmonton will sign Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. No doubt about it. He will be signed. They won't re-sign Tyson Barrie before they don't sign Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Let's look at that real quick. Carter Hutton won't be in the league next year. My bet is Carter Hutton won't be in the league next year. The Edmonton Oilers next year have got a lot of stuff coming off the cap. You're going to see a whole new team, a much more improved team next year with the Edmonton Oilers for sure. What do we got? Where's Edmonton? Edmonton Oilers. First of all, guys that they got to re-sign. They don't have to sign Alex Chase on, and I don't think they will. If they do, it'll be for a cheaper contract than they already did. The big Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is a UFA. Kyle Turris, they may buy him out. Victor Rask, what? Thank you, Minnesota, for Minnesota. Carolina took Minnesota big time there. However, Niederreiter, who didn't work out in the island or in Minnesota, but Tyler Ennis comes off the books. Cahoon is a restricted free agent. They do have to sign Kailer Yamamoto, but he has no leverage, so it won't be for that much. The question is, do they re-sign Adam Larson? They let Barry go. I don't believe they re-sign him. And, of course, we got to work out what we're going to do with a goaltender. But they'll sign Nugent-Hopkins. I'm sure of it. Niederreiter for Rask was a great trade, but Rask did finally have a good year again. But, of course, he was playing with Kaprizov and Zuccarello. So, give me fuel, give me fire. A little Metallica reference. Yeah, buddy. Love Metallica. Yeah, he's probably out. Dumb Fenton move for sure. Yeah, and that was also what did they give up for Donato? Oh yeah, we don't want to talk about that either. That was a bad trade too. They gave up. Although he hasn't been huge for Boston, he hasn't been that bad either. Charlie Coyle. I don't know why I couldn't remember Charlie Coyle's name. You got Charlie Coyle. Those are two bad moves by Fenton. And that's got to be the shortest general manager job of all time. I don't remember anybody ever having a worse. Charlie Coyle is who I was looking at right there, as you can tell. I don't remember ever anybody having a shorter stint as a general manager than that. There probably was one, but I can't think of one. He goes in, he just ticks everybody off. He did get Zuccarello, though. Linus Ullmark is a free agent? Oh, boy. Wow. Wow. That would suck for Buffalo if they lost him. The only thing saving him there is he may not be able to find a number one spot anywhere else. Maybe the Washington Capitals for Linus Ullmark. The Washington Capitals for Linus Ullmark. That would make sense. There's a lot of teams who would be all over him. I imagine, but he's going to get paid. Linus Ullmark's going to get paid. If Buffalo's going to have to overpay for him. And that's the other problem about being as bad as Buffalo has been. When you have free agents, nobody really, really wants to stay there. So you got to make it worth their while to stay there. Maybe the San Jose Sharks, but they're so capped out. That would be somebody that would probably want to give them a shot. The Edmonton Oilers. Yes. The Edmonton Oilers go out and get Linus Ullmark. That would be awesome. Yeah, well, Dominic Hasek with Kyle Mercer, Patrick Waugh, the situation was he wanted out and he wanted out now, and he was going to make it pure hell for them if they didn't trade him. So they basically traded him knowing that they were going to lose a trade. They were hoping that Tebow worked out, but wasn't it like that Russian they called the Tank played for the Oilers? If Hockey News Reports is in here, he would tell me what his name was. Do you guys remember what his name was? He was part of that deal. Yeah, he kept him in there. That was Tremblay. Was it Tremblay that was coaching at that time? Doesn't sound right. Not Tremblay. Was it Tremblay, Mario Tremblay, that was coaching at that time? But yeah, he lost his mind. And I'm sure there was a lot that led up to that too. I don't think it was just that. Well, it feels like Peter Chiarelli to me because I'm an Oilers fan, but probably Mike Milbury. You trade away Chara, you trade away Luongo, you get, Mike Parrish, and then you give Yashin a ridiculous contract, sign a kid goaltender in DiPietro that's never played a game and sign him to another record contract. I think I still got to go with Milbury. Although Chiarelli's got to be maybe a close second. That was some pretty brutal moves. There were some situations going on in Edmonton that pushed Chiarelli to make those trades, though, where there wasn't really with the Islanders. Milbury was just being crazy. I don't know. It was absolutely insane. All of them number one picks. Hey, Go Caps, you came in right in the wire. I got to get going here now. But thanks for coming in. Anyways, guys, I would love to keep on going here with you guys because this has been so much fun. You all got to come back tomorrow, man. We got to continue this tomorrow because this is going to be this is getting better and better every time I do it now. I like doing it this way. I like just rambling about hockey. So we're going to keep on doing that. We had lots of people come in, more people than we've had in a long time. So we're going to keep this up. You guys are awesome. I'll see you. I'll be on tonight for a little bit, probably for that Florida game with Off the Wall Hockey. I definitely will drop in also for the Slapshot Sweethearts for a while. And again, check out that Jim Jackson, the voice of the Philadelphia Flyers, was on the Steel Flyers web. Go to Steel Flyers. Look it up on YouTube. Check out that podcast or video. He's awesome. He was great. I loved it. You get a really cool side. Like, he's kind of like a true insider there. I gotta go, guys. I gotta pick up my wife, and I gotta do other things. I gotta do other things that are not related to life, unhockey stuff. So 2-0 Isles. I could see that. Have a great day, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow. You guys have been amazing. Take care now. Have a great day. Okay, bye.